Hello, my convicts and convicettes. Yes, it is I, the Kappa Convict, bringing you guys and gals another gameplay, and as I suggested, I was going to do PUBG. So without further ado, let's get it on, and let's jump in as we go for another winner chicken dinner. So here we go, flying into the map as you can see here. Now, I'm pretty pumped for the new season. Season 4 is coming out on the 28th of August, I believe they said it was. Pretty cool to see what new changes and things are going to bring into the game in terms of that, if they are going to bring anything in at all, but you never know. I think they said there was new weapons and new vehicles and stuff that they're bringing in, which is pretty cool. So as you can see here, dropping down into like a plantation area, whatever it's called, the plant, whatever it is, I don't know. One thing I've noticed as of late, which is kind of weird, is that it has been a little bit slow at loading stuff in PUBG. Has that been the same experience for you? Let me know. Also, just to let you know, I am not currently using my NetDuma. For some weird reason, I had a few issues with the NetDuma the other day. And that's been for the past week, I think it is, now that it's been off. And I've actually got it fully turned off. So everything I'm using is through the business hub of my BT broadband. And like I said, with the BT Business Hub, you actually get a lot of features you can actually do in terms of slight kind of areas of quality service. You can't really do much like in terms of such as congestion control or anything like that, or geofiltering. But there is a bit in regards to DNS or going into such as like that. There's the modem mode you can put your router into and so on and so forth. Anyway, let's get on with the action here. As you can see, I wanted to test out the new bow and arrow and actually see if it was any good. But as you can see, I completely missed. But I didn't miss him that time. Absolutely love this gun. If I was to give you a tip of a few good guns, one definitely is the AKM. The AKM is an absolutely beast of a dominant weapon. The Vector, being for close range, is a really good gun as well. And the M614 or M416A, whatever it's called, which is a burst weapon, that's a pretty decent one. The drum gun, as I keep calling it in this game, is a really good gun as well, which I've got here, as you can see, alongside the AKM. And these are my kind of go-to weapons. If I see these, I always try and pick these kind of weapons up. The Scar is a good one as well. That's a pretty decent weapon. But these are my kind of go-tos. I just love using them. They've been one of my, my better weapons. Shotguns, for me, the pump shotgun, I'm not too keen on. The double shotgun, the one where you put like the Olympia. I'm sorry, I'll have to give Call of Duty references to some guns, but the Olympia style shotgun, I really like that for the very early game. I don't tend to rock them late game, because once people start building up and getting better body armor, it's kind of pointless. I just find myself I die more to trying to kill them with that kind of weapon. Unless you spray them down first, then kind of use them. I guess they could be used as a finishing weapon. But generally, if you use them as a primary, they're not very good, especially for later game. So as you could tell, the circle was a bit away, so I'm running down here. But that poor guy at the beginning, I just absolutely destroyed him. The poor guy didn't even know what to do. Just lay down there. Tried to bow and arrow, it's like, no, it's not getting him. And then just obviously just beamed him with the AKM, even without a sight as well. But one thing I have noticed, and this is the weapon I was talking about as well, which I really like as well. As you can see, I'm picking it up. I really enjoy this one, even though it's just a burst weapon. I do actually like it quite a lot. I did use it in the old days of PUBG when I used to play a little bit on PC, because I couldn't really stream or record on PC because my PC wasn't strong enough. Rest in peace, as my PC has died for anyone who's quite new, so I've not got a chance to use or change any settings on there. I will be looking to a new one. I've actually been looking on Amazon, and there is an opportunity to pick up a PC which is fairly decent for £65 on Amazon. Now, they're not going to be the best. Obviously, you pay $65 for a PC. It ain't going to be the best, but it will help me obviously do such as my Narcon videos, and you don't need to have a strong PC for that. So I will probably look into getting one of them. Just obviously to reiterate for anyone who didn't watch my vlog that I did yesterday or earlier today, whenever well, it'll be yesterday, but by the time you watch this video, I basically put down on there that I was actually going into work, and I'm actually due to go on the 21st, which is in 2 days' time. So yeah, that will be a thing. I will be going back to work and hopefully into call center. So hopefully we can get that sorted, because I really do want to be able to supply more funding towards the channel as well. It won't change anything in regards to the recordings or anything like that. The only thing it will probably impact anything is my response time. Generally I respond pretty quick, especially during the day. That will be limited a little bit more, obviously due to me being at work, but that's the only time it will be limited. Anyway, let's get back to it. So you can see this guy over here driving around. I'm like, come on then, get off your vehicle. If you're going to fight me, don't just drive around like a ding dong. Come and fight me. Only problem is I did notice I had run out of ammo at this point, so it's like, okay, I do need more ammo, so maybe it's not a good idea just to straight up try and attack him. But as you can see, I'm trying to jump through the window, and for some weird reason, for love nor money, I could not jump through that window. Pick up a extended or quick draw, and that's just a case of seeking for some more ammo. I was like, I need to pick up at least some more ammo. Otherwise, I'm just going to be limited to one gun. And if I miss quite a few shots and I can't swap weapons, I've got a long reload time. And he hasn't. He probably has 2 weapons. So I couldn't really find anything. So this point is just being a bit cautious. Obviously, I don't know where he is, where he might have gone. Could he still be around? I don't know. And I did hear him firing a little bit. It's like, okay, he's firing. So where's he firing from? Just trying to figure out. And then I noticed obviously there's marks coming from here. So it's got to be this hay bale here. Or a bit further back possibly. And then I noticed this dude to my right here. I was like, oh, okay. You're gonna die, buddy. Sorry. But there you go. 2 kills for me. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out where this guy is. As you can hear the vehicle there, and there he is. I'm like, okay, I'm going to still shoot at you, I don't care. Fight me, come on. Don't be shy. At this point, I'm like, well, he might just run off, so my opportunity to grab the death box, even though I couldn't find the person at first, I'm like, where the hell did this person go? Is that I know it was close, because it was quite close. As you can see, the guy decided to get off his vehicle and try again shooting at me from range. I'm like, seriously? He's like, come here. If you want to fight me, get your butt over here and fight me. And see if you can beat me. And as you can hear him driving off in the distance, I'm like, right, this is my opportunity just to loot up, grab everything as quickly as possible, and then just get the hell out of Dodge. Just keep on going. So as you can tell, I can hear another vehicle coming from here. I didn't want to leave my weapon because I accidentally picked up 2 of the same, which is the M16A4. That's the one, the M16A4. And I didn't want 2 of them, I just wanted the AKM. So I was just picking up any attachments I might need on here as well. Just trying to quickly get through and get away. I do try not to loot too long, but sometimes I've got a terrible quick eye when it comes to seeing stuff, as you've seen from my solos of playing Apex Legends. If you've not seen that video, definitely have a look. And I missed multiple purple armor, which was absolutely terrible, but that's because I was trying to do speed over, you know, actual physically looting and making sure I know I've got everything I need. So as you can see, I'm not too far from circle, so I wasn't too, you know, too bothered by that. Again, here, that same vehicle of the dude who might have been, well, it might be the same dude that was shooting me before. I'm like, I'm going to shoot him again. Let him know I'm here. It's like, come on. Try and draw some attention, and I do get some attention. Luckily, the guy was missing a lot. Did eventually hit me there, and I was like, okay. So I just go down to the crawl, just keeping an eye out where he was. Because sometimes I've got a bad habit of losing track of where they are, and it's a really bad idea. Always try to keep an eye on exactly where they are. Now at this point I'm like, well, I'm not going to use a full med kit for this guy. And see the guy coming towards me, I'm like, okay, now's the opportunity to try and kill him. A little bit wonky donkey, but yeah, we eventually got him. I was like, nah, you didn't get me. A bit of a celebratory teabagging for him. So just quickly checking through. Again, making sure I've got everything I need. I was like, yep, I've got everything I need. Let's go. So at this point now, obviously it's just time to heal up again. I do try to save as much meds as I can. And not go too crazy, especially with the big med packs and such as the drinks and pills as well. But in this case, it was like, oh, I'll just do it for speed. Just quickly get it done. As you can see, the circles here. And I knew I wasn't too far from it. It's a bit of a waste just to stand around healing up or anything like that when obviously the circle's here. Probably should have waited, to be honest. This was probably a waste of me waiting this long, but hey ho. That's me for you. So just listening out for people. Trying to keep a view of what was going on up there, obviously. And just make sure that there's no one in these buildings to the left here. I always try to look out for any broken windows, any doors that might be open, because generally people rush that much. They don't tend to physically look for doors to close them and stuff. And I was just looking down the roads for vehicles. But I do feel, hopefully in the future, or in this new season, Season 4, that they do look into putting a few more vehicles, or like I said, having it so you can spawn vehicles in and whatnot. But as you can see, a guy running off in the distance here. So it's like, okay, there's a dude here. And he did look at me. Got a couple of shots on him. And then I ran out of bullets. It's like, okay, I'm out of shots. Let me just quickly reload, don't mind me. Try and tag him. As you can see, it just didn't happen. Just couldn't quite catch him. I might have turned down the sensitivity a little bit, because watching back, obviously, now I can see how my aim was. It's a little bit off at a distance. But what I've tried to do is actually get it so it's really on point for close speed. So at this point, I'm like, oh crap, I'm in trouble. Because I've got a guy to my left who I've just been shooting at. And I've got my dude to my right somewhere. And I don't want to get tagged by him as well. I was trying to keep an eye on both of them. Because the other guy had gone to the window upstairs briefly just before I started healing here, like this. So like, okay. Let me just walk out a little bit, see if he shoots at me. And it's like, no, he's not shooting. Trying to figure out where this dude is up here. As you can see, he's over there. And the other guy's throwing stuff. I'm like, okay, you throw stuff, buddy. But at this point I was a bit scared because obviously, as you can see, I'm in the red zone. And as much as I love to stay here, the red zone is probably my biggest killer. So at this point it's like, I'm just going to run in gung-ho and just hope for the best. I was like, surely he's upstairs. I went into first person mode. And there you go, just hip-fired the absolute crap out of him and just annihilated the poor fellow. Now this is another thing I've noticed a lot that I've explained about before. For some weird reason, hip-firing in this game is OP. I find hip-firing in this game absolutely insane. I don't know why. It's just so damn good. I definitely recommend it because the hip fire, I don't know why. I'm just so good with hip fire. It's just unreal in this game, and that's in third person or first person. And I don't know why I'm just so good with it. And anytime I get up close, you'll see I will more often shoot them with the hip fire without pressing L1 or L2. I'll just hip fire them, and I just dominate them so easy. So at this point, obviously, just carry on doing what I'm doing. Just keeping an eye out for doors and stuff. And listening out for anybody. And obviously for my dude who was shooting at me before really high up. I was hoping and praying at this point, because as you can see, there's not really much areas around here for cover. That obviously he bought one and got one free and bogged off somewhere instead of just waiting for me, which I have had people do before with the SLR, and it's really annoying. So please don't, please and thank you. To have people waiting on you, and you're trying to do your best with the weapons you've got, and he's there camping like a little girly, shooting you from 10 miles away because he knows you can't interact with him. Really annoying. So I come up to this building here, I'm like, I'm gonna have to check this out because you never know. And there's a free drink in here. I'm like, I'll have that drink. I always try and check buildings, just make sure everything's clear. Again, trying to shoot more people. I get really impatient. I shouldn't really do this. We've got a terrible habit of doing this. Now the guy's going to shoot at me, but I'm ducking and running towards the cover here, knowing they could do so. And he's getting shot from the back somewhere. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hip fire this guy. And there you go. Once again, just hip fired. Didn't even press L1, L2 or anything. Just blatantly run around the corner hip firing in. And just dominated him. So at this point now, I'm trying to find out where his friend was that was shooting him. I was like, well, where's the dude that was attacking? And as you can tell, he's now shooting at me, the little worm, as I'm trying to get away. So I put my gun away to run that a little bit quicker, hoping he can't hit me at this point. I was going to stop at the rock, but couldn't stop there due to the zone, and just made it to the tree. He did then eventually tag me as I accidentally ran a bit too far from the tree. But luckily I'm here now, so I'm pretty safe from any shots he's going to fire at this point. But as you can tell, he must have been getting fired on at this point. We've got a dude coming towards me, which may have been him. I'm trying my best to try and tag him up. And he's starting firing. I'm like, okay, you fire again. You keep on firing, buddy. And I'm going to get you. So at this point, I'm just going to reload, make sure I'm ready for any fights. Throw a bomb over there, and some flashes if I can. I think I flashed him at first, then threw a bomb. And boom. I was like, nope, okay. I'm like, well, I know where he is now. He's at the side of the tree. Try and get a quick grenade out. And there we go. Haha, got you. I was pretty pumped that I killed him there. At this point though, because I know obviously I'm coming towards the end circles, one thing you shouldn't do, if I was to give any tips, is do not loot bodies. Unless you're really, really desperate. Now I know there's a dude up here, which is the reason why I'm laying down. And I tried to throw a grenade over there to persuade him otherwise. But he's right on top of the hill here. And this is why I'm trying to just crawl along to see if I can see him. As you can see, he's right there where the tree is. So as you can see, there's not really much cover. So I'm trying to use any cover I can that's around me. And this is the way I try to do, is try to plan my route to where I'm going. Now obviously, because I don't know this map that well, I don't know where everything is, so I can only visually run to things I can see. And I thought, well, as long as I can get to these buildings here, I'm safe. And then I just need to negotiate from here up on top of these cliffs to obviously get me back in the circle. So at this point, I was just trying to figure out what I might need. As you can see here, this is another gun as well, which I forgot to mention, which is really good. It's a Mini 14. This is a really good gun. I can't, begin to tell you about the Mini 14. The Mini 14 is probably my #1 favorite weapon. The AKM is very close, but the Mini 14, I just love the weapon. It's just so good. I just enjoy using it every time, even though it's just single shot. It's just so good. It's just so powerful as a weapon. Especially for those mid-longer ranges, it's just really dominant in a lot of circumstances. Obviously, because a lot of the other guns are fully auto, they've got a lot of kick to them when you're trying to burst fire them. But with the Mini 14 being a single shot, it's just really good. Up close is not very good if you obviously get into someone with a Vector or that kind of fight. That you would be probably wanting a fully auto like the AKM or the Vector. Stuff like that, but the Mini 14, definitely like a mid-range, is very good. So as you can see here, I'm just being careful as I'm down the dip, so I'm not going to show that much of my body to anyone, so they're going to have to hit or come to the top of this to be able to physically see me. So I'm just using this for now on the border of the circle, just to find out where people are, keep myself covered, and then get ready for the next zone. As you can see here, moving in. Excuse me while I take a little drink. So now at this point, what I tend to do is I tend to run the perimeter, is what I try to do. Because normally what will happen at this point is you'll get the campers that will walk with the zone. So I try to run the perimeter, but what I try to do is run the perimeter in a direction that's going to bring me closest to the circle, which I just showed you briefly before. So I'm running this way because the circle's on this side and it's the closest way to run to it. If I'd gone the other way, it would have been a very long way round, and by the time I reached to it, it would have been moving again, and I would have had to cut halfway across the map in order to get back into that circle. Running this way, at least I'm going towards the nearest side of the circle, and I can keep myself hopefully behind cover like this. So I'm just checking around, making sure there's no stragglers still being there, and let's just continue on. So you can hear the gunfighting here, and I'm like, right, I just need to stick close to objects as I possibly can, and obviously run to these buildings if I possibly can as well, and maybe stick here for a little bit, let the zone come in, and then I could possibly run on, is generally what I sometimes think. Sometimes I get a little bit bored and I just continue going, but it's also a good time to loot up. As you can see here, picking up stuns and stuff, seeing if there's any like extra attachments, just double checking if there's all that will attach to anything that I can use later on. I decided to eventually then swap out the body 2, but I think that was the body armor 3. I've just ran past there. That was a bit stupid. This is what I mean by I sometimes it doesn't compute, but I'm sure that was a level 3 armor I've just seen there. Looking back, so stupid kappa. Look at it properly next time. So at this point I'm back in the circle, but I'm just going to lay here, and I thought at this point what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the R1 button, because if you hold R1 in, you can physically move the camera without moving your person, because if your person's continuously moving around on the ground, people will see that movement. If you stay very still, then people generally won't see you, and this is the reason why I was just trying to see, could I see through the grass? And obviously you can't see, well, or the wheat fields, whatever you want to call it, because it's wheat, I think it is, this area. So I'll just place myself here, use R1, just double checking where this vehicle's going. And I thought, well, I'll keep on moving a little bit, see where the zone is. And at this point, I'm just cutting a little bit short across, get to the tractor, then continue on from here, run to the hay bale, or whatever this is. Just checking where everything is on the map here. And then just literally kind of doing a bit of the perimeter sweep again. My mind was more just run to this building if I can. And there's a guy here, as you can see. Again, hip fire. As you can see, it just hip fired the guy. He had absolutely no chance. He didn't even shoot. And I managed to dominate him. I don't know how. I've got so good with the hip fire. But my hip firing in this game is absolutely insane. And that's what I just generally do. Anytime I get close like that, I just hip fire. I just generally dominate everybody. Let me know in the comments below what your strat is for the close to mid ranges. Do you just hip fire, or do you like to hold L1 or the L2? In my case, if you use type B. Obviously, if you use type A, it will be slightly different. It's a brief press to go into, I think it is, and then you hold it to go into third person. So you can see someone shooting me. I'm like, crap. Can I get up here? I was like, I wonder if I can just climb up this bit. And it's like, I don't think I can. And as you can see, I'm trying to grab onto stuff. It's like, now, can I go around this way? I'm like, no, just run around then. Let's just run around the perimeter. Guns down, so obviously I can run quicker. And then just do what I normally do, sweep the perimeter edge. Just double checking there's no stragglers waiting. Because generally, if you cut straight across, sometimes you will get people behind you at that point, and they will just shoot you in the back, which is very annoying. So just checking out here what's around me and coming up the hill. So I'm going to leave it here and obviously see how it goes to the end. So don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if new, tap that notification bell to be notified of all my videos. You truly can be one of Kappa's convicts or convict for the ladies. And here is the end bit. But you know who it is. It is I, the Kappa Convict, signing out. And as always, I salute you, my convicts and convicts. And I'll see you soon in another gameplay. And let's see, can we actually win this fight? The answer is no. Unfortunately not. So unfortunately we did die. But we got 7 kills in the game. I was just very unlucky because of the zone. But there we have it. And he was practically dead. I could have almost killed him. But there we have it. Hopefully enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Tap that notification bell. And bye for now.